People often ask if there is no self, who is reborn? It sounds like a deep mystery, even a contradiction. But the Buddha never answered that question directly, because the question itself begins with the wrong idea that there is a permanent I moving from life to life. Instead, the Buddha revealed something far more profound, Paṭicca-samuppāda, the law of dependent origination. It is not about soul traveling anywhere. It's about how existence itself unfolds. He said in Pāli Canon, Saṅkhārā Nikāya 12.2, when this exists, that comes to be. With the arising of this, that arise. Everything that happens depends on conditions. Nothing stands alone, and nothing lasts forever. The Buddha also taught that what we call self is not a real thing. In Anattalakkhaṇa Sutta he said, if form, feeling, perception, thought or consciousness were truly self, we could say, let them be thus, let them not be thus. But because they change beyond our control, they cannot be self. Think about it. If this body were truly yours, you could simply will it not to grow old, not to fall ill, not to die. But you can't. That's why the Buddha said, this sense of I or me is a mistaken idea, born from ignorance, Avijjā, the mind's blindness to impermanence. Because we don't see how things arise and pass away. We cling to them and say, this is me. That clinging is the root of suffering. The Buddha explained that existence flows through 12 connected conditions, each one depending on the one before it. At the start is ignorance, Avijjā, and from ignorance comes Saṅkhārā, the formations. In the Vibhaṅga Sutta, Saṅkhārā Nikāya 12.2, the Buddha said there are 3 kinds of Saṅkhārā, bodily, verbal and mental. And the Arahant Nandammadinna explained, breathing in and out is the bodily formation, applied and sustained thought is the verbal formation, and feeling and perception is the mental formation. So Saṅkhārā are mental and bodily activities, some deliberate, others automatic, like breathing, that shape how consciousness continues. They are the engines of the cycle, driven by ignorance and craving. From Saṅkhārā arise Viññāṇa, consciousness. In simple terms, Saṅkhārā leads to Viññāṇa. Our mental and physical activities condition awareness itself. From consciousness comes mind and body, Nama Rupa. The Buddha explained that Nama, the mental side, is made up of feeling, perception, intention, contact and attention. The mind's functions that knows, label and react. Rupa, the physical side, is a form made up of 4 great elements: earth, water, fire and air. Earth stands for solidity and resistance. Water for cohesion and fluidity. Fire for warmth and energy. And air for motion and expansion. Our bodies, the ground beneath our feet, even the stars above, all are a combination of these qualities, changing from moment to moment. When you feel pressure, warmth or movement, you are experiencing Rupa in action. There is nothing fixed or personal in it, just nature flowing through cause and conditions. So Nama Rupa isn't person or self. It's a mental and physical process working together, arising and changing every moment, dependent on conditions. Then arise the 6th sense space, Salayatana, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. When this meets their objects, there is contact, Phassa. From contacts comes feeling, Vedana, pleasant, unpleasant and neutral. You can see this in your everyday life. You're walking down the road and see a beautiful girl. That sight meets the eye, that is contact, Phassa. A pleasant feeling arises, that is feeling, Vedana. In that very next instance, craving begins. You want to see her again, to hold on to that sweetness. Moments later, clinging takes hold. The mind replays the scene, imagining desiring, building a story. All of this unfolds in a heartbeat. I meets form, contact, feeling, craving, and clinging. This is dependent origination unfolding right before your eyes. Buddha said that because beings do not see this process clearly, they remain trapped in it, taking each moment of feeling as me or mine. In the Paṭicca-samuppāda Sutra, Samyutta Nikāya 12.10, he said, the dependent origination is profound and appears profound. It is through not understanding this Dhamma that beings, God, humans, and creatures of every realm are entangled like a tangled skein, a knotted ball of thread, a matted tangle, unable to find the way out. Feeling gives rise to the craving, tanha. We chase what we like and resist what we dislike. Craving turns into clinging, upadana. We grasp onto things, ideas, and identities. From clinging comes bhava, the force of existence, the momentum of karma, craving, and consciousness that keeps the process rolling. From bhava arises jati, birth, and with birth comes aging, illness, and death. This arises the whole mass of suffering. In Dutiya Bhava Sutta, Anguttara Nikāya 3.77, the Venerable Ananda asked, "What is bhava, Lord?" The Buddha replied, "Ananda, karma is the field, consciousness is the seed, and craving is the water. When these three working together, new existence takes root. Just as seed sprouts when there is soil and rain, so bhava isn't a person or soul. It's the living current of karma and craving that nourishes new existence." The Buddha compared this to a flame lighting another flame. The first goes out, but the next one burns on, neither the same nor entirely different. So there is rebirth, but no one is reborn, only cause and effects, rising and passing away moment by moment. When ignorance fades and wisdom arises, the first link of the chain is broken. The Buddha explained that when Avijjā is abundant, the mind still has Saṅkhārā, consciousness, and all the normal faculties of life, but they are no longer driven by ignorance or craving. Instead, they are illuminated by Vijñāṇa, high knowledge, the wisdom that clearly sees reality as it truly is. When ignorance once led to delusion, now understanding leads to freedom. Action still occur, but they no longer create karma, no longer generate another birth. The Buddha said, with the cessation of ignorance comes the cessation of formations. With the cessation of formations, consciousness ceases. With the cessation of consciousness, name and form ceases. With the cessation of name and form, the sixth sense base ceases. With the cessation of sixth sense base, contact ceases. With the cessation of contact, feeling ceases. With the cessation of feeling, craving ceases. With the cessation of craving, clinging ceases. With the cessation of clinging, bhava ceases. With the cessation of bhava, jati, birth, ceases. With the cessation of birth, aging and death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair all ceases. Thus comes the cessation of this whole mass of suffering. The Buddha explained that wherever there are five aggregates, form, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness, there is suffering. And perhaps now you wonder, what happens to me then? What happens to the arahant after death? If that question arises, don't worry. That's the illusion of self still searching for the ground. When these are clung to, suffering arises. When they are let go, suffering ceases. So if arahant has gone beyond clinging and no longer identifies with the aggregates, then after death, there is nothing that can be measured, described, or reborn. When the wanderer Vacchagotta asked the Buddha, "Does Tathagata exist after death?" the Buddha replied, "It is not proper to say he exists, nor that he does not exist, nor both, nor neither." He compared it to a fire that goes out when its fuel is exhausted. We don't ask where the fire has gone. It ceases simply because its fuel is gone. In the same way, when craving and ignorance are fully exhausted, there is nothing left to burn. The Buddha said that Tathagata, freed from all clinging, to form, feeling, perception, formation, and consciousness is profound, immeasurable, and unfathomable, like the great ocean. He cannot be found or defined by existence or non-existence. Where there is no clinging, no becoming, no birth, no death, there is peace beyond measure. That is Nibbāna, the unconditioned, the end of all suffering. The Buddha didn't promise eternal life for soul. He showed how to end the illusion that there even was one. When ignorance ends, suffering ends. And in that ending, there is timeless peace. No self, no rebirth, only the end of suffering, Nibbāna. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, give it a like. It really helps the channel grow. And if you have any questions about these teachings or something you'd like me to cover next, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching and being part of this journey. May you be well, peaceful, and free from suffering. Namo Buddhāya.